Okay. Let's see if we can get this right today. So let's start with some foam rolling. Grab your foam roller, and I want to talk really quick before we get to work on the foam roller, and I'm just going to tilt you down a little bit, about training in bare feet. And I'll put this in the show notes as well. Training in bare feet is really, really an important position to understand, to create within your body. So we were not born without shoes. If you do not have pain, if you do not have plantar fasciitis that's really acute and really flared up, if you do not have a posterior tib issue, and your feet are pretty darn healthy, then we want to train in bare feet. And that doesn't mean train in socks. So if you have socks on, take them off so that each one of your toes can interact with the ground. And that's going to send this beautiful signal up through the entire body. Okay? So let's grab the foam roller. We're going to spend about 4 minutes foam rolling because I really wanted to do this today. Explain the difference between proactive and reactive foam rolling. This is reactive. It's going to be the back side of the body. So let's take the foam roller right below the muscle and just roll it side to side, guys. What a weekend it was. Let's recap really quick. The Collins Cup. Those of you who watched the Collins Cup, I would really be curious what you thought and what your feedback was about the coverage of the Collins Cup. So we're on to the second leg. So kind of follow along, listen to the commentary as we go. I'm a little bit ADD, so I'll throw in some instruction and then I'll tell a story. That's just kind of my jam. So right below the calf muscle, we don't want to get into the belly of the calf muscle. And I also want you to assess how painful is that? Because the level of discomfort here Monday morning will tell you what state of recovery that you're in. So keep the foam roller right below the belly of the muscle. We're going to roll the next part of it. This is reactive. Your peroneals, which are now known, who knew they could change the name of a muscle just midstream? But they changed the peroneals to fibularis. So these muscles really support the fibula. So I guess in college it might have been even a little bit easier to remember other than the peroneals, but it is now the fibularis. So let's go all the way up by the knee, lateral aspect, so the outside aspect of the calf muscle, and just pump your foot back and forth. Point your toe, flex your foot. Point your toe, flex your toe. Just back and forth. We'll do 10 of those. 5, 6, I had already done a bunch. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then come right back out of that. Let's go to the fibularis on the other leg. Pump the foot. 2, 3. Try and get that all the way up by the knee. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That movement is actually called flossing. And when you floss a muscle, you're doing a little nerve stretch and you're really starting to bring better function into the feet. And if you started to feel your feet were all over the place, it didn't feel like your feet, then just think about that. Remember that your state of recovery is still happening. You're not recovered. All right, let's get into just lateral, so the outside aspect of the glutes. So just working through the lateral aspect of the glute. The primary part of that is going to be the outside aspect of the glute max, but really what we're after is glute med. So we want to go all the way up to that part of your pelvis that goes across your low back, your PSIS. So that's where that glute med comes off. So all the way up, feel the bony part of your pelvis, and then come all the way down. Your focus where that formis comes out of the sacrum. But we really, really want to make sure we get that whole glute. So all the way up to the low back. Don't go above the ridge, and then just change to the other side. Quickly, let's hit the other side. So we're working through the glutes, through the sits bone, and then all through the lateral aspect of the glute, all the way up to that ridge along your low back. We're staying below the ridge, still on the glutes. That's where that glute med comes off. So it's a pretty important spot. Okay, all through here. Good. All right. Next part of it, we're going to just work a little bit of reactive rolling on the upper back. So let's go ahead and let that foam roller sit just below your shoulder blades. Hands behind your head, nice and easy. And we're just going to extend. So right there, we're just rolling the upper back, supporting the neck. 2, 3. I like to use my breath here as well, because as I mobilize my thoracic spine, which is what we're doing right now, we want to also expand the rib cage. So hands behind the head, nice and easy. Let the elbows float to the side. Good. And good. So good. All right. So I didn't want to spend a ton of time on foam roller today. We'll do that in another session as well. Okay, so the next movement, we're laying on the floor, arms out to the side, right leg up. And from right here, let's go ahead and grab the back of the hamstring, the back of the leg. And from right here, head stays back. And we're going to do that point and flex again with the foot. So right here, point and flex. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take that leg down, extend the other leg. Head is on the floor, and just kind of hang out there for a second. Flex the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, so now arms out to the side, palms on the ground, right leg up. Just going to gently roll across and come back 5 times. 2, let your hips roll. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, but just take your time. If your shoulder, your backside shoulder, so is the right, if you need to bring your right arm up just a little bit, just kind of pay attention to that. Good. Left side, left leg up, hands to the side, rotate across, a little bit tighter on this side. 2, not forcing anything. 3, 4, one more, and 5. From right here, let's pull both knees into the chest. Go ahead and tuck your chin in as well. Nice and easy. And now that's going to position your low back into the ground nice and strong. So from right there, put your low back into the ground. See if you can just keep your head back on the ground. And all I want you to do is do an activation where you pull your pubic bone towards your belly button. And it's an activation of the pelvic floor and the lower abdominal region. So just pull the belly button towards your pubic bone. See if you can decrease that space and just hold that. And relax. Let's do that one more time. Pubic bone to belly button, nice and strong. See if you can do that with your head back. And as you get that contraction nice and strong, you can put your hand in your lower belly if you want. I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So hold that contraction. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Do it again. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep holding it. Two more big breaths. One more big breath. And relax. Okay, from right here, Let's go on to all fours. That's also known as quadruped position. So the knees will be parallel and the hands will be parallel right there. And we're quickly going to find neutral by going into the cat, which is going to be to arch your back, and the cow, which is going to be to sag into your back, and then we're going to find the middle. So right here, we arch the back, tuck the chin, arch the back the other way, lift the chin, tuck. There's that pubic bone to belly button again, and then up. And then you want to just find the middle. So just find your middle, and from right here, we're just going to rock to the left, load up the left hand and the left knee, come back over to the right. We're going to load up the right knee, right arm. I'm actually saying that backwards, sorry. So right side, left side, and we're just floating laterally, nice and easy. And this gentle mobility movement is starting to open up the hips just a little bit. Side to side, side to side. We got 4 more of these. 1 to the right, 2 to the left, to the right, and to the left. Good. So we're just gently swaying side to side. And if you look at that from a front view, you can see right here, we load the glute on the right and we lengthen the inner thigh on the left. So this very subtle unloaded movement, because I'm on all fours, is definitely going to create some good subtle mobility through the hips. Trust me, it's the little movements that are going to save us and really create great function from here to here. And if we get great function from here to here, chances are we're going to get better function up top. All right, so let's take the right knee in front of the left, offset the knee just a little bit. Hands are still parallel. Now, instead of going side to side, we're going to go back to front. And when you come back later to look at this video, I want you to really get up close and take a look at the gentle rotation that's happening through my hips, through my sacroiliac joint, through that big part where the sacrum connects to the pelvis. Those joints with endurance athletes can get really stuck. And again, it's a subtle movement, very, very subtle movement. Go ahead and come back up to full kneeling position. Other knee in front, 2 or 3 inches. It is a movement that you really can't negotiate. You can't feel it. It's just happening. And that's one of those things why I want you to look at it later on the video. Okay, hands right together, right underneath. We're in a neutral pelvic position, and we're just back and forth 10 times. 2, subtle mobility to the SI joint. 3, 4, good. 5, it's also not lost on me that my wrists are a little bit tight today. How are your wrists feeling? I went to the driving range yesterday, hit about 100 golf balls, tightened up the wrists and forearms a little bit, and that's a bit of a problem. We'll work that out. Good, and 1 more, and nice. All right, we're staying on the ground. Arms will be out to the side, and last time we did 1 leg over 5 times. This time we're going to do a little bit of a scissoring, and we'll just go ahead and do each side 5 times. So go ahead and lay back, knees up. Little bit of activation from the pubic bone into that lower, into the belly button. That puts us into a nice neutral pelvic position. Hands out to the side, left leg down, right leg up. And from right here, we're going to go across and back. Now we're just going to switch legs and come across the other side. Switch legs. 3. Switch legs. 4. Switch legs. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9, 10, and done. All right, let's come up onto that full kneeling position. Grab your foam roller. Most of you guys probably have a couple foam rollers. Grab whatever one you have. I'm going to get my long guy here for a second. So we're on 2 knees. I'm on carpet. If you're on hardwood or something like that, make sure you have a pad under your knees. And from right here, we're just going to do what we call a PNF pattern. That's from the right hip over the left shoulder. So if the hips want to move as we do this, let them. If they don't want to move, don't make them. But we're just going to go low to high. 3, back arm is straight. Both arms are straight, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Same thing other side. So left hip up over the right shoulder. 1. Start to feel how your shoulder blades are really moving on your backside. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. Good. And 10. Let's go ahead and stand up tall. Shake that out. If you're on a sticky mat, make it so that you can get into a wide stance. So just move that just a little bit. From right here, we're going to go into a 2 times shoulder width stance. And I'll give you a side view, but I also want to give you a front view that trail leg is beautifully straight. When your adductors, your inner thigh, are tight, a lot of times that knee can fall in. Externally rotate it out and just gently move. Push your hips back, side to side. Push your hips back. When you push your hips back, your chest naturally drops, but try to keep your chest up as high as you can. Good morning, Deacon. Those of you that don't know my dog, again, we're all at home. We're all in our basements. This is Deacon. Deacon's a boxer. He's 9. He's pretty darn healthy. He came and did my shakeout run with me today, so he's kind of into me right now. You ever notice how much your dog likes you when you take him running? Good. We're going to go 4 more of these. Okay, let's get back to the Collins Cup. I have 2 words for you. Taylor, nib. So I've been Taylor's strength coach for 5 years. We've been solid training 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week since probably a year ago, February or so, like right at the start of COVID, mid-March. Taylor was in Washington, D.C., where her family lives, and we just got reconnected on a really powerful basis. So it's been a year and a half of 2 to 3 times a week. And at the Collins Cup, for those of you that didn't follow, Taylor's 23 years old. She did qualify for the Olympic Games. We're going to step to the right and go up over the shoulder with that PNF pattern. So we're adding that right step lateral, hands over shoulder. So anyway, Taylor's had a real tear. And she does exactly what you do. She's committed to the process. She trains very, very hard, and she's super talented. But Taylor beat Daniela Reef, who was a little bit sick on the day. She beat Holly Lawrence, who crashed her bike. But she also beat all the other world-class women, who I also am very proud to be part of many of their lives. Jeannie Seymour has been my athlete for about 7 or 8 years. Jeannie had a tough run up to the Collins Cup. Emma Pallant has been one of me in person, so I'm super excited with my relationship with Emma and Jared Brown. Wonderful couple and definitely good friends. Paula Finley and Eric Legostrom have just kind of come into my world again. Any of you that have, and relax, any of you that have followed me and maybe have my in-season programs have always seen Paula in there. I've been part of Paula's life for a long time, but we're just kind of getting the band back together to get them stronger. Who am I missing? We didn't see Rudy because Rudy got mono, but you'll see Rudy again, Rudy Von Berg in St. George, Utah for the World Championships. Go ahead and just let your hips go to the back and your hips go to the front. So we went laterally. Now we're going to go to the front and to the back. So I really want you to push your hips back. Justin Metzler, Justin had a great day. Justin had his heart set on Kona. So his speed was a little bit different. His training leading into the Collins Cup was very Kona focused. So I have all the confidence in the world that Justin is a world-class runner and can compete at that distance. But all of the athletes, even Annie Haig, she's not one of my athletes, but what a beautiful performance by Annie Haig to come back and show her run. So the Collins Cup is here to stay, and I really hope it is. Push your hips back. Okay, now let's go into a founder. We'll give credit where credit is due. This is Dr. Eric Goodman in foundation training. So from right here, turn your toes in ever so slightly. So if you look at your feet, they've got straight lines on the outside. Make sure that those lines are in fact parallel. That's going to put our hips into internal rotation. Push your hips back about 3 or 4 inches. Bring your hands next to your hips and pull them away from your ears. I feel a little bit of tension through my clavicles, through my upper trap. Scoop from the bottom. Drop your elbows just a little bit. Have your hands at the height of the heart. And from right there, just come right back out of it. So we want to scoop from the bottom. I don't want you to do the butterfly. I want you to scoop from the bottom so that we can help unload some of those upper traps. It's one of the first place that stress kind of comes into. All right, nice long fingers. Wiggle your fingers, push your hips back. Scoop from the bottom, hands to the height of the heart. From right here, I want you to take your first 2 fingers, your thumb and your pointer, and go ahead and take them apart and push 3, 4, and 5 together hard. 3, 4, and 5. Drop your shoulders really low. Push your shoulders down. Come back out of that. That should have activated a little bit more of your lat. Okay, a founder is important because it just gives us space between the upper and lower body so that when we bow, we have beautiful posture. Okay, next thing, we're going to keep working through a little bit of the hip mobility. We're going to use that rotation called knee, foot, ankle. And we want to just assess how easy is it for me to do this. Knee, little harder on this side. Knee, then go to the foot, then go to the foot, then go to the ankle, and the other ankle. My left side is definitely tighter than my right side, and it's something I'm going to take care of throughout my day. I'm going to hit the foam roller a couple times, and I'm just going to assess again using knee. We've got 2 more rounds of this. Knee, sorry, foot, ankle, and ankle. Those of you that know me know that this is usually not this hard for me, but I'll tell you what's different about this weekend from my last 2 weekends or 3 weekends. I started running again. I've been cycling, trying to get a bunch of climbing. I accepted a climbing challenge. Climb, ankle. Okay, back to your foam roller. So bringing running back into my world has caused more tightness through probably my entire body. Grab your foam roller. We're going to work that PNF pattern. If you look quickly, this is a level change, right? It's my eyes are down, my eyes are up. As we do this next movement, it's going to be a lunge because it's a step and return. And we're going to go step and rotate with that PNF pattern, but there's no level change. So it's not like a class where you're landing, dropping down, coming back up. It's not that kind of lunge. It's just an anterior step, rotate across, come back. We're going to go 10 of those. Left leg. 1 and back. 2, back. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, no level change. But it is a lunge because it's a step and return. And 10, all right? Same thing other side, right leg. 1, back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice fluid motion. 7, 8, feeding the nervous system, a little rhythm and timing. 9 and 10. We're going into a lateral lunge, and we're going to rotate. So it's a lunge, not a glide, because we're going to step and return. Foam roller moving at chest height. 1, back. 2, 3, 10 of these, nice and smooth. 4, 5, 6, 7, good. 8, 9, and 10. Same thing coming back the other way. Step and rotate. 1, 2, eyes stay forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, good, and 10. And we are done. I'm coming in really quick because I want to talk a little bit more about the YouTube on Mondays. I want you to keep coming. I want you to keep coming every single Monday, because if you do this every Monday, the fluidity of the nervous system and your fascial system will get better and better and better. Every single Monday, I will be here. Aloha, sorry for the late start. Sorry for the popping and cracking, but we'll just keep moving forward. Never going to let anything stop us.